on Paper. I am Brianna, and this is Sketch Sunday. I love playing along with these hops. Okay, so Sketch Sunday, we're given a sketch, someone chooses one, and then everybody does their interpretation. This one is by Allison Davis for Scrapbook Generation, and it's this beautiful wreath, and I'm going Disney. Ta-da! Now, my pictures are a little bit bigger. Oh, I cut this out with my Cricut, and my ears are gonna overlap a little bit. I don't know. I'm not the greatest with a Mickey head, but that's the way it looks the best to me. Now my pictures are bigger, but I think that's okay, and I think my circle, well, maybe it's not bigger. Anyway, I'm going like this. And then instead of the flowers here and the flowers here, I'm going with my Disney things. I'm a little bit excited about that. It says long title underneath here, maybe a shorter and a longer title. I haven't really looked through these. The other thing is I also have more Disney stuff. Surprise, surprise. This is the stuff I already have in my stash. I also have Echo Park chipboard phrases from A Magical Place from Echo Park. This one is chipboard accents, A Magical Place, Echo Park. And then we have Remember the Magic chipboard accents, Echo Park, as well as Wish Upon a Star, Echo Park, tags and frames. So, and you never know when, if I go back into my stash, I might find some more goodies. So here we are, and let's get scrapping. I often don't necessarily always work from a collection. I have my color boxes, and then I have papers, and it is so much easier to use a collection like this. So I pulled out what I could use from what I already had from previous Disney trips. Most recently, I had done an 8.5 by 11 book for my daughter, my youngest Eliza, that went with a band trip to Disney. And so I was impressed how much I don't have left, but I did buy a whole lot. So there's that. But these pieces are just from what I had, and this is what I enjoy most of scrapbooking, is finding just the right little pieces to put in the right spot. So I grab out, just trying out things, seeing how it looks. I know I want the cluster on top to be smaller than the cluster on the bottom, just like the sketch. I want the fireworks up in the top because it's the sky. And so it's just a matter of kind of distributing colors, because I start to notice there's too much of the light blue on the bottom. And, just moving things around to see how I like them. And that's fun. Time consuming, kind of, but the creative part. So I just keep gathering, and it's fun to see now the progression that I made and how my mind works as I'm moving things from place to place. So here's where I decided I need more stuff. This was not all that helpful. This is that Wish Upon a Star, Frames and Tags by Echo Park. It's a lot of words, and that's really not what I was looking for. I do find one thing in there. It's the typewriter within a frame, and I leave it the way it is, and you'll see me pull it out there. It's on the top there. You'll see me pull it out in a minute. So the typewriter says, "You'll never believe what we did today," which I think is adorable. But in the meantime, I kind of poke through everything just to see, is there something I could use? And I really think that was the only piece from there that I do pull out. What in my hand was sunglasses from the chipboard stickers, bright red. I couldn't use that because I was using mostly like burgundy and a softer red. So that went right back into the sticker pack there. So here's where I take, this is the typewriter, and I layer that in, and it gives it a little bit more substance to that cluster on the bottom. So then I start you know, layering things on top of it. And right away, that viewfinder goes in kind of like a Mickey ear, if you ask me. But it tucked right in there, and that's where it stays. And then I keep making sure that everything is balanced, right? I've got some light blue on the top, I've got some light blue on the bottom. On the sketch, Allison has like a double wreath kind of where she has like stitching on the outside. I did not do anything like that with my kind of my scribbled circles. I felt like that had enough substance, for lack of a better word, that enough interest that I didn't need that extra piece. And I don't machine stitch on my layouts. However, I do hand stitch, which I haven't done for a little while. So, maybe look for that next in May with May I Scrapbook You. That would be fun to do a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to be doing a daily video for May. More likely I will be playing along probably 3 days a week, but we shall see, depending on how busy and crazy I get. So I'm still moving things around. I like the Magic Squad, that big yellow square back on the left lower part rather than the up on top. And I like the way the hat that says Magic sits on top of the backpack. So it's really coming together, making me happy. I do believe I put that piece down. Oh, maybe not yet. I think I got to start gluing everything down, honestly. I haven't glued anything, still moving things around. And then it has a 2x2 photo up there, and I do have some 2x2 photos. I just wanted to make sure that's what I wanted to do. I didn't mat my bigger photos, and so I'm just a little bit not sure that I want to put a 2x2 photo up there. So I'm trying different die cuts, but then I figure out that I am going to use, oh, that sits there for a while. So I don't end up using that though. I went on the other side for my journaling bits because I have that cluster laying low kind of over there. So this is where I decide, you know, I really want this photo there. And then instead of backing my big photos, I mat the little photo. And what I do, instead of just grabbing one of my solid cardstock colors, I grab one of the 2x2 pieces from one of the collections I opened up, and then I make the photo smaller to fit on the 2x2 piece of cardstock. So I just trim a little bit off. That guillotine trimmer, I like it, but you can't, oh no, never mind. It's got the strip on the side that makes it sometimes hard to measure, but in this case it was just fine. I think I couldn't use it for my journaling strips, and I was kind of frustrated with that, but for this photo, because it is a 2x2 size, it works just fine. And I know it's gonna be square. You hold down the plastic piece to make sure nothing moves, and I like it. And there you go. So then I use my ATG to get it glued down. And then I think I'm just gluing everything else down as well. Because this is about where I decide, yep, this looks good. I like it. Yeah, nothing's glued down yet. Okay, here we go. So I always try to slide everything off because I want it to get it the similar way as what I had it, because I know I liked it. So you can see those pieces on the left kind of just slid to the left. And then when I take the pieces off on the right, they don't slide as easy, but I do create a little cluster off to the right side of my desk, just to kind of remember this is the way you had it, because if I don't do that, I'll have no clue. And then I'll go back, and then I'll see the voiceover, and I'll be mad at myself. Not mad at myself. I'll grumble. Oh, brother. Because I'll tell you right now, I'll get those pictures are going to trade places, which it does not matter if Mickey or Minnie are on the right or the left, so it's all good. But I realized doing the voiceover, they switch spaces. Maybe, I think it's for the better. We'll leave it at that. It's for the better. Minnie is now on the left. So, I do pay attention to, um, it's got two more solid parts up to where the right ear and the left ear are going to go with the overlapping circles. So that's why I was kind of careful to get that circle down so that when I put these down, there's not like white space in between necessarily the ear and the head. I thought I was pretty clever that way. Again, if I would have done it completely different and there was space in between, I don't think that was a big deal. And on the right ear anyway, you can't tell because that's where the cluster goes. And see in here, I shimmy it just a little bit so that there's no white space. I'm pretty proud of myself. Look at that. This might have, at the end, I kind of think maybe I should have used some kind of a pattern paper. It would have made it busy. I do something at the end to give it just a little bit of interest, though. I won't do a spoiler alert yet. So here's where my photos get glued down. And again, Minnie's going to go on the left, which works super good. But if you were paying attention before, Mickey was on the left. And then I do put them down here. And when I bring in the yellow square that says Magic Squad, I soon realize I've gone too far to the left. You need to push them over to the right. And that's okay. They're not hard stuck down. So they come up pretty easy. Didn't tear anything. And just take a step to the left and try again. And maybe they should have been matted, but I don't think it loses anything without matting on them. So next time, maybe, I don't know. This is a really cute idea, though. Like, I would have not just thought, hey, let's do a giant Mickey head and then put some clusters on it. I always love Allison's sketches. I go to Scrapbook Generation a lot. I have probably all of their sketchbooks in hard copy, but I love any of their you can go on and find them on Pinterest and stuff too. I just love them. Especially, they have the 2-page layouts and they're so versatile. You can just flip them or change them up however you want. It just works for any theme or what have you. Okay, so now I'm going to get them glued down, and I think almost everything goes in about the same spot as what it came off of. I do end up using one extra piece that I didn't have on here before, which works out good. I like using pieces, especially when I've had them for a while. And yeah, who knows when the next time I'll go to Disney too. I have a lot of photos to scrap from Disney, so this is just probably the second page of our trip, so I have many more left to scrap. But that one spot above the cup just looks like it's a little bit missing something. But anyway, I do get going with that left cluster. I put down that one, and that other, the castle, the round castle that says Wish Upon a Star, is going to go up on the other side from the Viewmaster to make it like another Mickey ear. And I like the title of the Happy Place. Mod Squad, Happy Place, and Me and the Mouse are kind of my long title. I don't know if that works. Oh, there go the glasses up there just to fit into that little empty spot. So I think that works slick. I was pretty happy with that. And I'm just going to move the fireworks down just a little bit so it touches everything and overlaps. Ta-da! Like it. Okay. And get the Magic Squad glued down. And then the teacup. So each cluster gets a teacup. Each cluster got a castle. And then a couple stars, which you'll see come out of my stash too. Make sure you check out everybody below that is playing along with Sketch Sunday. See what they've done with the sketch. It's a beautiful floral wreath, so there should be lots of fun takes on that. I love my ATG. I know you can get refills on them from Amazon, but I've been getting mine from Tape Jungle. And what I do is get, I don't get a big case. I get a small case, whatever, maybe a box. But it lasts me a year. That's good for me. I gotta remember to get that picture up there yet. So me and the mouse goes down, the arrow goes down. The arrow is going from me and the mouse to Mickey Mouse, which is pretty darn cool. And the photo goes up there. And then you can see I cut white strips for the journaling strips on the left, but white on white just wasn't cutting it for me. Oh, here's little stars I found in my stash, and I thought, well, if you found them, they better go on there because you never know if you're going to find them the next time you're doing a Disney page. So 2 of them go on top, and then I have a circle one that goes on the bottom eventually, I guess, after I decide what's going on. I did end up finding a yellow one for the bottom cluster after I got everything done, so you should be able to see that on the final picture. And here I go with my yellow strips. So I'll put those down, and again, I kind of flipped it that way so it's going away from the cluster, which to me works really good because that side was looking a little lonely, and there's not much room for the strips going the other way because of the cluster, because the way my ears are. But I get those glued down, and that's it. That's the end of the video. However, I did go back and use some splatters. So I used, let me read them, Shimmer Spray, Post Box Red. And I also used, I couldn't find my black. I used Hickory Smoke, which I liked, and that looked good in there. And then my favorite is Illusions Shimmer Spray. It's pure sunshine, and it's that gold, and it's shimmery, and I just love it. Okay, here's a cheat that I figured out. Instead of cutting them smaller to different lengths, because I can't cut straight, tuck them under the picture, and you will be able to see that they're different lengths on the other side, if that makes sense. I don't remember. I want to say I could be totally making this up. Oh, they're tucked under the picture too in the sketch. So never mind. They did the same. I just followed what they did. But I thought if they were supposed to be different lengths and all lined up on one side, I was just tucking them in and we're good. I use one less because I didn't have enough room, and I think I'll have enough. I'll have not that much to say. So thank you so much for sticking with me. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon for another video.